Monday to you. I hope that you have had an awesome weekend. I know I got to. Our son and his wife were here, Samson and Libby. Haven't seen them for a year, which seems like nearly criminal to not see my kids for a year. But I guess that's what happens when everyone is kind of doing their own thing and live in different parts of the country. So it was super, super fun to have them. Here's what I'd like you to do when you join me. In the comment section, I want you to answer this. You know, so often, I think especially as females, when we overcome an obstacle in our life and we have figured something out, we want to share it with others, which I love that we want to share the highs and the lows of the journey and to let other women know, like, you're not alone. I get you. And that's one thing I love about this lady is that instead of just sitting back and waiting for somebody to solve her challenges, she jumped in, solved her own challenges, developed a world-class company, and now has agreed to join us at the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Summit, October the 26th at Life University. So Trina, welcome. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. We had, as typical women, you know, we had to juggle a lot of things to make this happen and then reschedule and still made it happen. And so I love this lady's tenacity to say, like, okay, that was just like a bump. Let's do it again. So let's start your whole journey of how did Primal Life Organics even begin?
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of that's it. For me, I always look back and go, like, it kind of happened by accident. It was nothing that was planned because I was on my journey of being a nurse. My path, I had just graduated from anesthesia school. So I had just went back to school, got my master's degree. If anybody knows about nursing and anesthesia, it's a really tough program to get into, let alone graduate from. So I graduated from anesthesia school. My husband, it wasn't husband at the time, we dated all through anesthesia school, got married, excuse me. Right after I graduated, we planned our wedding in Fiji. So him and I traveled by ourselves. We went and just had a little destination wedding in Fiji. And I was turning 40. I was right at 39, 40 years old. And we wanted to start a family right away because we knew, you know, getting older, we didn't really want to wait. And I sort of just assumed I was going to have a hard time getting pregnant. But on our honeymoon, luckily, I did get pregnant. I was super excited. We got back to the US, you know, life goes on. I start my new job and I find out I'm pregnant and we're super excited. And then I get to week 7 and I started losing signs of being pregnant, and it ultimately happened that I miscarried. So I was really devastated. We were very healthy. We had been eating, we ditched processed foods. We had ditched sugar. I can't say we were paleo or gluten-free at the time because that was just becoming popular, but we were on that trend of changing our diet and working out. You know, I was a healthy person. And so I started thinking, you know, I know as a nurse that miscarriages happen. It could be genetic, but what if it's not? What if it's something in my environment? So I was really in tune. We started changing our house cleaning supplies to non-toxic and our laundry detergent and things like that. Lo and behold, I got pregnant again very quickly. I was at 7 weeks, that same spot. So my whole brain is always like, it's firing with, is it going to, you know, happen again? Am I going to make it past that point? Am I ever going to be a mom? And so luckily, one morning I woke up, I was getting ready for work, and I picked up my moisturizer, and it was from a company that claimed to be natural and organic. And I glanced at the ingredients probably for the first time, really. And, you know, knowing, you know, being more in tune with ingredients and foods and other cleaning things, I immediately recognized that there were things in here that were harming not just me, but my baby. So I ultimately, I'm one of those people, I'm like all in or I'm all out. And so I jumped in with 2 feet and I literally ditched all my skincare. I didn't even put anything on that morning. I went to my kitchen. I grabbed a bottle of olive oil because I thought, what can I use? And I knew that the women in Italy used olive oil and their skin is beautiful. So I thought, okay, here I am. I'm 40 years old. I have a forest full of acne on my forehead. My skin is the oiliest ever. And I'm going to put oil on my skin. I was terrified. Lo and behold, that started, that was my journey. I ultimately, with almost instantly, saw a change in my skin, and I knew it was healthy, and my acne was starting to go away. So I just started creating products. I started creating products for me and baby products, because we were then looking for baby products as well. And at that time, I started making baby products too. And to make a long story short, within the course of my daughter being born and a year later, I was making products working so well that I decided to start a business. And at that time, we called it Olive's Organic Botanicals. And then in 2012, I rebranded as Primal Life, when I realized that, people looking for ultra clean skincare can't find it out there. So I wanted to really speak to those people that were becoming paleo and primal. And so Primal Life Organics was born in 2012.
Nice. So I love that. Trina didn't just like sit on the sidelines. Like she said, she's all in. And, if you watch many of my Facebook lives, or you're a member of the boot camp, or have any connection to me, like it's all in, 10X, massive action. And that's another reason I love Trina, is that, can you imagine if she would have just done this little by little? Not only her health risks, but her children's health risks as well. All of us wouldn't be able to benefit from the journey that she was on, to discover that, man, the stuff that we put on our face, the stuff that we put on our skin, the stuff that we're using in order to be like more beautiful, is actually taking us in the opposite direction. So I think that is so awesome. Let's just speed bump real quickly for, what does ultra clean mean?
So that's a great question in this day and age, when so many companies are now claiming to be clean, or claiming to be natural, claiming to be safer is another buzzword. I actually do a course, and I could share it with you if you wanted, but it's called How to Read a Skincare Label. Because what I've realized is, in this day and age where beauty and natural really are being combined unnaturally, then I really wanted people to learn, women and men, learn how to look at a skincare, not just the label, but the whole product, and know within 10 seconds whether it was worth not just your money, because you spend a lot of money on skincare, but worth your health. And believe it or not, safer does not mean safe. Safer is a brain trick. Your brain only registers the word safe and thinks it's okay. Safer, the R, means there's still a risk. And I can teach you how to find the chemicals or the toxins in skincare products. And that goes for all skincare. I'm not just talking about online or in Whole Foods. I'm talking about when you're shopping anywhere, you can look at a package and look at the ingredients and know within 5 to 10 seconds whether that product is worth it and what the hidden toxins are. It's really easy once you learn this, but there are hidden toxins in skincare products that are being sold as safer, natural, organic, and all sorts of buzzwords.
So it's kind of like, and I'm guessing as soon as we learn this, at least wise we'll be a step ahead, but it'll be like MSG, right? And there's like 72 different words or names for MSG now. So is it safe to say, if individuals pop their name in below and say, hey, I want it, that we can get them the training?
Yeah, I can send you the link. We can post the link too. It's howtoreadlabels.com. Is the website, howtoreadlabels.com. And that's how you sign up for the webinar. The webinar is October 10th is my next webinar. And if you can't make the time that I go on, you can always watch the replay. But I'm telling you, it's like a 45-minute webinar. Depending, I talk for about a half hour. I give you 5 or 6 tips that super easy. You're able to identify whether that product is good or bad. And then you can make your decision based on that, or look for a better alternative. So it's really easy once you learn these tips.
Very cool. So howtoreadlabels.com, Trina. And another thing I love about her is just like give. I want to share with you what I have learned so it can make a huge impact in your family's life. It always starts with information, right? It always starts with changing our mindset and becoming informed, right? So I encourage all of you go to howtoreadlabels.com, sign up for this free webinar that will teach you the 6 main things to look for when reading a label, and then do your own evaluation.
Yeah, and just so you know, it's not a free, it's $29.95. Just
Okay.
it's a $29.95, but it's totally worth it because that is going to save you a ton of money. You're going to be surprised when I talk about some of the things that you're looking at, and when you look at your own ingredients. One of the things I can tell people, and I won't tell you the whole thing about it, so you can go to the webinar and you'll get the whole background, but the number 1 ingredient that you need to watch out for in your skincare is water.
I knew it.
You knew that, yeah.
You told that on the first Facebook Live we did, and I was like, oh, I had no idea.
It causes premature aging, and it can be toxic to your body because it's not purified. So anyway, when you learn those tricks, you can actually improve your skin so easy and buy the right products that work for your skin. So, and I came up with a kit. It's called the Do-It-Yourself Natural Facelift Kit. It's so cool because I talk about the 5 pillars of healthy skin, and no other skincare program or products will target the 5 healthy pillars for beautiful skin. And my natural facelift kit will target all of the pillars that keep your skin looking young and healthy. I'm 51 years old, and most people look at my skin and guess that I'm in my early 30s. And I'm telling you, it's only because what I'm using, my diet is probably not that much different than most people that are healthy. So it's not necessarily just diet related. It's also what you're putting on your skin, because your skin is multifaceted. So it's not just putting good products on, but there are things inside your skin that if you are not promoting them, like collagen, elastin, hydration, and blood flow, if you're not helping those things inside your skin, you can put good products on your skin and you're still not going to get healthy looking skin. It might look better, but it's not going to get to the point where you actually feel like, oh my gosh, I actually look younger. Just for instance, I hired 2 new marketing team members about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I gave them my facelift kit. And the one girl said I think she was at like some automotive place, somewhere where it was like male oriented. And a guy she hadn't seen in a while walked up to her, and he was talking to her for a little while. He said, oh my gosh, your skin looks really good. And she had started using it, and we were talking about it at work one day. Like, I'm like, Jan, your skin. She's like, I feel like my skin looks 10 years younger. So it's really kind of cool because I'm not doing anything unnatural. I'm a nurse anesthetist. So my whole goal when I was doing anesthesia was to keep you out of the OR for unnecessary surgeries like facelifts and Botox injections and laser treatments. They're expensive, they're costly, and they don't target the 5 pillars of healthy skin. So you might get those procedures done, but you're not getting to the root cause of why your skin is actually aging or showing signs of aging.
That's so cool. And that's like right up, obviously, our chiropractic alley, right? Like how you feel is so important. Make sure your nervous system is functioning well. How your skin is so important. Make sure that you're honoring the 5 pillars. So I don't know about all of you, but I am for sure getting that facelift kit. And then you can come and see the difference October the 26th at Life University at the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Summit. And do we get that facelift kit at primallifeorganics.com?
Yeah, primallifeorganics.com. Under facial, you'll see it's probably the first link is my facial. It's Do-It-Yourself Natural Facelift Kit.
Oh, perfect. That's easy enough to find.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what are you going to be sharing with us at the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Summit? All of you need to be there. Like it's a no-brainer. October the 26th, Life University. Join us.
Yeah, I want to see everybody there because really it's the connections that you make that solidify changes in your life. So really by going to things, you can watch stuff like here on Facebook, on Instagram, all sorts of platforms. But as soon as it disappears, a lot of times our lives go on. But the real change happens when you actually go to events like this because they're so powerful when you meet the people that are making changes and talking about what change has done in their lives. So yeah,
Mm.
I'm going to be talking about oral health and the connection between your oral health, your mouth, and your internal body, and how to make a simple change in what you're using that will impact your, not just your oral health, but your whole body health. And I talk about the pillars of health inside your mouth as well. And some of those pillars that you really want to target. And this is where dental health is lacking. The reason why we still have poor systemic disease or poor systemic health is because our oral health is still declining. You're not going to see a change in internal health until we change oral health. That's proven. We know that. We know that the plaque inside the mouth is the same plaque that's in coronary artery disease. We know that the bacteria that's inside the mouth is the same bacteria that has been found in the brains of Alzheimer's victims. It's not, there's that correlation is there, but what are we doing about it? We're putting fluoride in our water, and that's not the answer because oral health hasn't changed. The answer lies in the 3 pillars of your oral health. And those 3 pillars include having an alkaline mouth, having minerals available in our mouth, and having our saliva protect us. Saliva is the body secretion no one's talking about, and it's probably the first line of defense for your health, for your wellness. So I'm going to be talking about how to change your mouth environment that will make a difference, not just inside your mouth and keep you away from the dentist and less cavities and whiter teeth and better gums, but you're also going to feel healthier on the inside because it's going to decrease the inflammation inside your body.
Nice. So is that, I mean, obviously in the literature now, there's a lot about your gut health, right? Like your gut is your second brain. So our mouth is really the start then of all of that. So you'll be connecting those 2 things as well?
Oh yeah. So when you talk about the gut is your second brain, what we forget is that our mouth is our first immune system. We totally forget that. We totally don't realize, you know, when our mom told us when we were little, good health starts inside your mouth, we didn't really stop and go, why? Why does it start inside your mouth? I'm going to explain to you why it starts inside your mouth. And I'm going to explain how you can actually get your immune system back. When we're using regular oral care products, we're destroying the first 12 inches of our immune system and hoping that our gut can pick up and make it work. And that's why we're having so many digestive issues, is because the microbiome inside your mouth is supposed to be healthy, and we're killing off the good stuff and swallowing the bad microbiome, which is seeding our gut. Once it gets into your digestive system in your gut, you're at the mercy of what bacteria you have inside your gut to fight it. And the environment inside your gut is different than the environment inside your mouth. If you restart the immune system with a healthy microbiome inside your mouth, you can actually restart your health and regain the first 12 inches of your immune system. When you think about your mouth, we have to realize that our mouth is not the only cavity in our head, and your mouth is actually connected to your nose and your sinuses. So whatever bacteria you're growing inside your mouth, that is what's happening in your nose and your sinuses. If you suffer from sinus infections or frequent allergies and things like that, it just might be because you're destroying the good bacteria inside your mouth. If you're brushing with products that destroy bacteria, all bacteria have triclosan in them, have SLS in them, and have artificial ingredients and things like that, you are actually setting yourself up for internal health issues, including the sinus infections, including cavities, including gum disease, and anything else internally, and digestive issues. But I can teach you how to make that change. And it's a simple matter. Most of us brush our teeth anyway. So
Right.
Why not brush it with something that's going to make the change for better health?
You know, it seems like this is like, it's going to be such an easy transition for docs to adopt into their practices too. In that, like, start, you know, there's something to be said for being the first chiropractor in your town to have the latest research, right? The first chiropractor in your town who makes those connections, who basically says it's not just here, like Trina is saying, it's the first 12 inches, right? And we all are dedicated to making a huge impact in our practice members' lives, right? To, you know, for those of you who are in the boot camp, I'm thinking of Dr. Alex Vidian's week on being the cultural authority in your town. Like, you come to market with this story and look out, what a great gateway then to connect chiropractic with oral health, right? Like it's all connected, and we have to make sure that it's all well. So I'm super excited to have Trina there and to share these truths with us. You know, one thing I love about Trina too, with her background, she's very well studied, right? So this just isn't a, hey, let me bring this product to market and see how much money I can make. I'm doing this because this is for myself and my family, and now I'm offering it to all of you. And I always try to find products that are started in that fashion. You know, it's kind of like back to remember Hair Club for Men. I'm not only the owner, I'm a customer too. And actually that slogan was started by Tim Poulsen, who's a very dear friend of mine, that I learned marketing from back in the late 90s and early 2000s. And that's exactly what's happening with Trina. Is this whole journey began for her health and her family's health. And now she has taken it up and up and up. So Trina, what did start your quest between like figuring out this whole oral thing? I know that you've had tremendous success with your toothbrush and the whitener that isn't like chemical related. Is that what then started this whole process? There it is.
Yeah.
All of you have seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the LED teeth whitener. This thing is huge. So it's really just a personal story. It all comes back down to me, my family, and then providing it for you. So my daughter was born, when my daughter was 2, a molar erupted that had a defect in it, a natural cavity. So it looked, let me see if I have my cavity tooth here. Let me see, I can put this one up. Right here for everybody that's watching. It had a natural cavity in it, which we took her to the dentist, and the dentist said, oh, you know, that happened in utero. When she was being developed, you probably had like a flash fever or a bacterial wash or something traumatic happened the minute that tooth, like the second that tooth was being developed. And normally it happens for both teeth because they're on both sides, they're both being developed at the same time. But oddly enough, it was just one, thank goodness. But he looked at the tooth and said, that's a pretty significant cavity or defect. It's probably not going to last a year, but what we'll do is put a temporary filling in it and hope for the best, and sent me home. And I thought, no, this mama is not hoping for the best. This mama is going to look and research and figure it out. So I had already been making products. I just started doing some research, and I came across Dr. Weston Price. And if anybody has not heard of Dr. Weston Price, he's a dentist from the early 1900s. I say like way before his time. He studied the third world countries and wondered, you know, when you see these people in the third world countries, they smile and they've got these huge, big teeth, white teeth. They look happy. They look healthy. They're not obese. They're not on medications for diabetes. They are actually healthy. Why? And when those people came to the US and started eating our diet, the first thing that went was their oral health. Their mouth started getting cavities. Their teeth were getting yellow. They were getting gum disease. And then after that, you would see them and they have big guts and they're diabetic and they're on heart disease medication. And their health just continuously declined. So looking back at what, you know, when he was studying this, why, the big why is because the diet that they were eating, the nutrients contained what they needed, and they weren't overeating, and their mouth was in good condition because they were eating foods that were alkalizing. They were being grown in soil that had a high mineral content, so that their mouth and their saliva could protect them. So basically what I did was I took his research and said, you know what, if it all starts inside the mouth and it has to do with alkaline environment and it has to do with minerals, and clay, I found from his research, was an abundance of minerals in the right form for your teeth. I thought, I'm going to brush with clay and see what happens. So I formulated my dental products based off of, they have to have minerals in it. They have to alkalize your mouth. And it has to be able to be gentle enough so that it can support your saliva, which is your 24-hour protection. When you brush with my tooth products, my dental products are formulated in a way that they set your mouth up so that it's healthy, and your saliva can protect you for 24 hours. Because once you're done brushing your teeth, anything can happen. And if you're brushing with the wrong products, you set yourself up for an environment inside your mouth that is too acidic for your almost neutral saliva to be able to neutralize the acid. If you don't neutralize the acids in your mouth, you cannot grow the healthy bacteria. In fact, you grow the bad bacteria, and you cannot help heal your gum tissue, and you cannot put the minerals back in your teeth, which means you are prone to cavities. So by making my products alkaline with 3 different clays and baking soda, that has completely changed the environment inside the mouth. My daughter is now 11 and just recently naturally lost that tooth that wasn't supposed to last a year. So we were able to keep that tooth for the life of the tooth. And she and my other kids and myself have had no dental issues, no cavities, no issues inside our mouth since I started making my the Dirty Mouth tooth powder and toothpaste.
That is awesome. I'm so excited for all of you to go on over to Primal Life Organics, check out Trina's stuff, get on that webinar that's coming up, How to Read Labels. And most importantly, like Trina has said, and you've all heard me say that, financial independence is your mental capital plus your relationship capital, right? It's consistently applying that which we learn and then building those relationships. So yeah, it's great that you're tuning in today, and we're so thankful for that. There will be nothing quite like doing it face-to-face. So join us, please. October the 26th, Life University. I'll put the links below. Grab your tickets. And Trina, any last minute words before we say goodbye? Thank you so much for all your awesome and tips.
No, I'm really glad to be a part of this. I think that it's changing lives. And when you're talking about chiropractic care, you know, and when you were talking about sometimes it's good to be the first, you know, people are talking about gut health. But before you talk about improving your gut, we need to start where health starts, and it's inside the mouth. So being the chiropractor or the medical practitioner, the health practitioner who actually talks about changing your health, it has to start at the beginning of the tube inside your mouth. So offering your clients better oral health products or healthy what's going to work products is going to make the huge differences down the pipe drive. And that, by that I mean internally in the gut. You can change the gut by using probiotics, but if you're swallowing the wrong bacteria, probiotics may not fix the problem until you actually fix what's happening inside the mouth. So I think it's awesome that you're doing this. I love the fact that especially chiropractors are in tune to health in a way that a lot of practitioners aren't. And so it's a no-brainer when I start talking about oral health and the reasons behind it. Chiropractors they're like, oh yeah, oops, oh yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I can't believe I didn't think about that. So it's really it's an awesome venue. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. And I love that, you know, what Trina's talking about is our story. Let's get to the root cause. Let's stop masking the symptoms. Let's get to the root cause. Let's learn, how does this trace back, and let's do it ourselves and then provide it to our community. You know, the cool thing about oral health is you don't have to convince anyone that a good smell in your mouth or pretty teeth are necessary. The dental community has obviously made, I don't even know, several $1 billion, probably close to $1 trillion on let's fix our mouth. But behind the veneers, there's something more, right? Behind the orthodontia, there's something more, and that's the health of your mouth. So join us October the 26th at Life University for the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Summit. And then following that is the VIP Mastermind with Mike Michalowicz. We'll all be there, and we want to meet you. So please join us. Trina, thank you so much for joining me on this wonderful Monday.
Oh, it was great to be here. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. See you all later. Have a great day. God bless you. Bye.